I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. Can't tell you, number one, how great it is to see everybody here for this campaign event, but even more importantly, as you know, tomorrow, maybe you don't know, tomorrow's my birthday. So, and if anybody asks how old I am, 39. Yeah, exactly, 39. But the reason, obviously, we're here tonight, and I would love to just be here celebrating my birthday, but is for my campaign for the City Commission of West Palm Beach. And, you know, it was less than a year ago when Commissioner Moss passed away and created the opening, and I must say he was a great friend of me personally, of my wife, and very sorry that we lost him, and he left some very, very big shoes to fill. But I find, you know, after he passed, so focusing on the neighborhoods, the quality of life, and then also, of course, on some of the infrastructure things that we need to look at, like our water, to make sure that we not only have enough water for today, but for tomorrow's residents and the next generations, and to help put in place the kinds of policies that will ensure the sustainability of the city for many generations to come, and invite other businesses to come down here, our businesses that are here to continue to stay here and grow, and to create that kind of environment. And so those are the kinds of things that I want to be able to focus on, but I can't do it without the help of folks like you. And I really want to thank you all for coming out and being here to help support me, because I can't do it by myself. It's gonna be a heavy lift, and it's gonna be something where I'm really gonna have to, in some way, stand on your shoulders to help make this happen. And so I honestly and sincerely thank you so much for your help in coming out and support tonight. Where's my wife? I want to just say, Rebecca has come on this path with me, this life together that we have chosen, 21 years now, and it's been one chapter after another that's unfolded, and each one has been a different adventure, a real adventure, and she has just been fantastic. I'll say I want to go do something, and there isn't a better cheerleader that gets behind me and says, go do it, I'm behind you, I'll support you in whatever you want to do. And she's done it every time, and I've got the scars from some of the decisions I've made, but I mostly have just a wonderful, wonderful life, and it wouldn't have been happened without you.
And then for me to honor you, it really is
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gregg. Happy birthday to you.
And that was...
It really is his birthday tomorrow.
So, cheap plug here, that was Pamela from Pamela's Pies. Great pies. Great pies. She sells them at the Green Market every Saturday. Go down there, check them out. She has small pies and big pies, so you can eat them right on the spot. Get a cup of coffee.
Promoting business.
Yeah. Anyways, so with that, I just again thank you all so much for coming out tonight. If there's any questions, I'm happy to take them. But again, thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything you've done, not only for me, but for the city, because you're all leaders within this city. And also, remember to vote March the 12th. I hope you will vote for me, Gregg Weiss.
We'd like a few words on what your
serve
platform
on the planning board. I'm the vice chair, been there for 4 years now, helping to make sure that the projects that come to the city are integrated in, and then we help move them forward and create that balance between our neighborhoods and our business. I served on the mayor's transition team, looking at the city and looking at the opportunities for more efficiency, for things we can do with our budget. And I have to say I served under Sal Faso, who helped lead the team and did a marvelous job. And we gave the mayor the best of our ideas, and glad to say she's been able to implement a number of them. I am the captain and commander of the West Palm Beach Citizens on Patrol, so public safety is a huge, important part of what I'm running on. I also serve as a coordinator for the South End Court Watch, where I go after folks have been arrested, either for very serious crimes or because of being habitual offenders that are really disrupting the quality of life in our neighborhoods. I go in front of the judge and speak to the judge on behalf of the neighbors, asking for maximum bail, or in some cases, if the crime is serious enough, that no bail, to protect our neighborhoods and to protect the people of this city. And I will work to make sure that we continue to do that. In addition, I want to see additional resources, prioritize our budget to find the resources for additional code enforcement. One of the things we're seeing right now is that, I guess as it's referred to in New York, the broken window syndrome. All it takes is a bit of a deterioration and a whole neighborhood can come apart, and to make sure that we protect our neighborhoods. And then obviously lastly is with the sustainability, first looking at water, but there's other things we need to be looking at to make this community sustainable as well. So.
Greg, do you want to answer questions?
What? I'm happy to answer questions. Yes,
sir. What are you going to do to help us keep our taxes low within a reasonable amount, since we're peaking?
Well,
Repeat the question.
to keep the taxes low. I think it's really important to help keep our taxes low that we make sure that we open up the city for business to come in. We need investment coming into the city. That new investment or the reinvestment in the city is going to help keep everybody's taxes low. So the more we can do to help encourage that, it'll take the pressure off of having to raise or even consider other people. In fact, hopefully we can make taxes lower.
What about your attention to the city budget? Is that also another way that we could keep taxes low?
Absolutely. I mean, to go through, go through the budget, and I mean, as part of the transition team, we looked at a number of areas that we thought we could save money on or become more efficient, so that it lowers the operating costs of the city.
Greg,
thank you.
As you know, there are the Lake Point project. I see that as a huge boondoggle. Where do you stand on that issue?
Well, for those, yeah, let me explain what the Lake Point project is. The Lake Point project is private water. It's a private water storage system up in Martin County. There's also a similar proposal for a water storage system out by Lake Okeechobee. My approach to this, and the way I would like to see the city move forward to it, is really a process-driven approach, which is to look at the biggest return for the lowest cost. And there's another opportunity to look at, which is Indian Trails, which is to the west of us. Indian Trails Improvement District sends a lot of millions and millions of gallons of water every year out to tide. And there's an opportunity for the city of West Palm Beach to get access to that water before it goes out to tide. So what I would like to see our approach to be is look at those options that have a lower cost, but in fact a higher benefit, and that we rank them, and then we take them one at a time. And if in fact what is being proposed at Indian Trails can deliver what the experts are saying it can, then maybe we don't have to look at those other options. But I don't think we take any options off the table. I mean, most importantly is let's make sure that we have water available. But I would much rather use a low-cost option, because remember, water is like a tax. Everybody has to have it. And so if we can do this in a very cost-effective manner, then let's move forward that way. And spending more money would be my last resort. Other questions? Great. Oh.
As a business owner, what you're doing to bring people downtown? As a restaurant owner, we have like 35 new restaurants opening left and right, and we share in all the same customers. There is any plan in the city to bring people from Fort Lauderdale coming downtown, or from Boynton coming downtown, or not just the people who live in here?
Okay.
Like we go to Miami, but we don't see people from Miami coming here.
All right. First off, let me introduce. This is Alex, and this is his restaurant. So I want to thank him. That's a great question. Well, a couple of things. One is obviously the development of the site where the old City Hall was, potentially as a hotel, or potentially some mixed use of combination of hotel, office space, hotel, living space. Having that hotel, having a hotel that's going to come in next door to the convention center, which is going to allow us to bring real conventions and conferences finally into our convention center. Those visitors are going to stay here in the downtown area, and they're going to frequent both the facilities up in City Place, but also coming down to Clematis. I think the idea of bookending, if you will, Clematis and City Place with hotels on both ends makes a lot of sense. The other thing that's happening is there's a project called All Aboard Florida, which is going to run, I don't want to call it a high-speed train, but a fast train that's going to run from Orlando to Miami, and it's going to make a stop in Fort Lauderdale. It's going to allow people to travel from Orlando to Miami in about 3 hours. So between here and Miami is going to be very fast with only one stop. So there's going to be public transport, and there's going to be a station, and my belief is that station is going to be almost across the street from here. That's correct. That station is projected to have over 1,000 users per day. That'll then also be filtering into the downtown area as potentially customers for our businesses here. So those are some projects that are actually All Aboard that's on the drawing board. The other two, the hotel is coming out of the ground up by the convention center. So those things are going to happen. So initially, that's what we can look up to help with our economic development downtown right away. You're welcome. Yes, Suki.
Yeah, great. How do you feel about biotech? Got a lot of firms coming in, being scheduled. I think we're getting our money's worth as far as jobs go, and we're taking a lot of our natural resources as well.
You're talking about up in the gardens area?
Yeah. That may not be have anything to do with it.
It doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, you know, we don't have that kind of development going on here, but all I can tell you is, you know, we have to be, as we're doing any development, making sure that we preserve our natural lands where we can, obviously, is very important. Here in West Palm Beach, you know, the development here, we ended up in sort of a sprawl, but now what we're seeing is a redevelopment of a lot of our downtown properties, which from an environmental standpoint is really good, because now people can live and work and play in the same area and not have to use transportation of their car, but may be able to use either public transportation, walking, or bicycle to get around. So to the extent that we can encourage that here, I would love to see us be able to do that. Our condominiums are filling up here. You know, we've got, I think we're going to start to see additional projects coming. Our outlet mall, which is under redevelopment right now, that's spurring some housing, some housing, rental housing, very close by, because the thought process is people will be able to even walk from those apartments to work over in the mall. So that's what we're doing here. Yes. Anything else? Great. Well, thanks again. Please enjoy.